Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Endless Space 2 with Zebu Nation. And let's keep the turns rolling here. We are looking to expand the Empire. After our last episode where we took care of the pirates and we sort of started building some military fleets, now it's time to start expanding our Empire. We've got a colony fleet heading up here to Dobrinya, which is a very important system. It's sort of off on its own. It's one of those ones that are only accessible by warp drive, and it's got some really cool planets up there. So I want to take advantage of that if possible. We've got contact with another empire over here, so we got to look at that and watch that. But I want to do something else as well. I want to start moving some of my population around. As you can see here, Gemini is starting to fill up. We have, this planet here can only have one population on it. It's barren, it's desolate, but it's very good for science. We have non-science people on there. But anyway, so we need to start moving our population around a little bit, and there's a couple of ways to do that. One way is you can just take the people and drag them over to the other planet. I don't want to do that in that situation. I could do that here, for example. Let's see, this is a temperate monsoon planet. Those people are better on sterile. So if I want to just move some population around, for example, I could just take one of these guys and drop them over here on this planet, and there you go. You can see I got now a second Imperial over here. But the other thing you can do is down here, there's a spaceport. So you can drag some of your people. I'm going to drag these Hisho. They take them two at a time, so I'm going to grab two Hisho, and I'm going to send them over to Mira. Mira needs some more population, so we're going to send some Hishos over there using the spaceport. So that's a cool little way to just move your population around and make sure you got the right people on the right planets. Oops. And speaking of that, I want to go back to Gemini. Now these Calgaros, they're okay on fertile, I guess. Oh, this is a fertile planet, so I want to keep them there. That's good. There's not much I can do about this planet right now, so we're going to leave that alone, I guess. No big population moves there. So we've already moved a few people around, and that's fine. But the other thing I want to do now is I want to keep building colony ships. So I'm going to go back to Gemini. We're about to study a subterranean anomaly, and then we're going to build our defense fleet here. So do I want to stick a settler in there? I might as well. It won't take much time to build a settler. I think it only takes 2 turns. Yeah. Now the other thing we could do is we could buy it out, because we have 3,500 dust in the bank, and this only costs 672 to buy it out. Or we could buy it out with come on now, I can't remember. It's been like a week since I played this game, so I always forget the name of this influence. Gosh, I'm going to remember that one of these days. So I could buy it out with influence. That's only 300, but we have a lot more dust than influence at the moment, so I'll buy that out. I mean, I could even just start buying out some of these ships as well. Not really looking forward to doing that, though. So we'll leave that and just start advancing the turn. Okay, so what else do we have going on here? We've got a colony at Thea that's getting ready to become a real colony, and we need to start expanding. There's no question that we're behind the times when it comes to expansion. So let's get the turns rolling, and what are we going to do? We're going to put 30 minutes on the clock. Okay, let's open up the timer here. Ooh, successful expedition on Gemini. Where is the timer app? Where is the timer app? Here it is. There it is. There it goes. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Expedition successful on Gemini 2. Your analysis of subterranean was successful. +5 XP on ships. All right. Fine and dandy. Let's move our fleets. So we got a third probe going over here. It should find this other system right there and allow us to hop between our arm of the galaxy and the next arm of the galaxy. That will be helpful in terms of spreading our influence. We got some new population, some Pulsos on Pictor, and some Imperials on Gemini. Gemini is now full up, 7 of 7. So that's why I want to keep, moving their population around, turning them into settlers and that kind of stuff. So we got our settler on Gemini, and then we're looking to start building our fleets for the battles to come. Political-wise, the latest political survey, the industrialists have a small lead, a 2% lead over the militarists, who are sitting at 27%. Then the scientists and religious, they must not be very popular governors, because right now they're sitting at 12%, followed closely by the pacifists and the ecologists. So speaking of those scientists, they're doing everything they can to stay in power. They've enacted 3 laws. The Oracle of Science, which allows us to research technologies at a higher technology level than our current. Dirty Hands Act, -20 system improvement cost, for -20 production cost for system improvements, basically. So that's helpful there. And then Brains over Bucks, +20% science on systems, -10% dust on systems. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't be real happy about that, but we're making a lot of dust, and we have a lot of buildings that are creating dust for us, so it's keeping us in the positive in dust, and that extra 20% science will help us, increase our research, and that should keep us ahead of the times in terms of our technology. So I'm okay with that for now. Until the next election, I'm sure all that's going to get wiped away by some sort of industrialist policy. Maybe even a militarist policy. We'll see. So let's just keep the turns rolling. We're just traveling at the moment. Oh, I didn't pick a location for my settler. All right, so we now have star systems here. We've discovered Spica or Spica. Take a look at their Spica 1 medium ash. It's already colonized. Spica 2 is a huge desert, inhospitable. It's got some weird structures on it. The platform of Yiz, apparently. And Spica 3 is a gas planet. Spica 4, huge savanna, already colonized. So these are those, Leaper, the AI, which are Cravers. I wanted to call them Reavers for a second, but the Reavers are the pirates. So Cravers are nasty business. I don't like the Cravers. So we're going to have to deal with those guys soon. And I think what we'll do here is we'll send our pioneer ship over here somewhere, and then we'll look at where we want to start our colony. So we'll send the pioneer ship over there just to see what happens. See if they take umbrage at that. So where can we put a colony? Can't quite colonize Arctic yet. How long until we can colonize Arctic? 7 turns. So we don't want a colony ship sitting around for 7 turns. So where can we send this old boy that will do some good? Inhospitable. So there we go. We can colonize Carana 3, which is a tiny snow planet. Not really ideal, but that's one option. Got one going to Dobrynia. It would be nice if Nis, maybe, were colonizable. Yes, we have a large barren planet. I don't know what that atmospheric curiosity is. I don't really want to send a colony to a barren world. Arctic steppes. Could use those resources there. So do we not have a planet we can go to? Not really. That stinks. Now we could save our colony ship for when we find something over here, and we could really disrupt the Cravers Empire by like plopping a colony right in their doorstep. Might do that just to sort of foment some aggression by these guys, and you know, then they'll come and attack us, and we'll be able to attack them and wipe them out, hopefully. Alright, so let's move our fleets around, see what's happening. Alright, our colony ship is about to make the jump from Pegasus, so it'll take them a few turns to, you know, they've got low-level warp engines, so it'll take them a few turns to get to Dobrinya, but then we can start that colony popping off. There we go. Imperials have left Gemini, so you can see them taking off in their spaceships, and now we're down to 6 Imperials instead of 7. Level up for Dmitry Lenko. He's been sitting on his planet doing his thing, so we're going to be able to get 2nd level skills for this guy soon. Guess we'll go for the production. You can see our 2nd ring of skills opened up here, so next time we could add to our approval ratings. We could add to production again. Got a lot of skills here. What is this? This is the counselor specific skills. We got 3 new skills. Plus 40 science. Plus 10% hull plating. Or plus 20 influence. Wow, we might do that. Huh. Nice. That's a pretty good one. The public relations expert. That gives us a lot of influence, which we could kind of use right now. Although we do have 1,000 influence, but we're only making 23 a turn. So the only reason we have influence is because we've just sort of saved it up. Influence is good for passing laws. It's good for doing negotiations with other races. And we can use it to buy products, buy ships, buy improvements, and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of another currency for us. Alright, Mira has completed the galactic supermarket, the intergalactic supermarket, plus 25 dust per system level. So we're system level 2, so that's going to give us a lot of dust there. And then plus 3 dust per population as well. So you can see our dust is really popping off right now. 2.9 thousand, making 134 per turn, and then the Miners Union up next. Looking pretty good. Alright, impactless sites has finally been researched. Again, that's more dust we can create, and then finally the marketplace is open to us, and we're starting graviton research. Alright, so that's good. Marketplace. Market-wide price increase. A sudden rise in galactic inflation has led to a market-wide price increase. That's no good. Take a look at the market here. So we can now buy strategic, buy luxuries, we can buy ships, and more importantly, we can buy heroes. So here's the only hero available currently is Epistus Medine 20,910 20910. I don't know how you would pronounce his name. So we'll just call him, her, it, Medine. It's a technologist, a seeker, and an ecologist. So a seeker, I think, is someone who would be better on a fleet, or maybe someone who would be better out exploring the galaxy on their own. We can take a look here. They've got a drop ship, which is a decent ship. It's not the greatest fighting ship in the world, but it is pretty decent. It's got 2 cannons and a missile bay, and it's got room for more expansion slots there for some support modules, so that's pretty good. Let's see. So a technologist is the affinity. Not surprisingly, technologist skills focus on military applications and general science, of course. He's a seeker, that's his hero class. Focuses on exploration of the galaxy's scientific wisdom. The seeker ship is balanced between weapon and support modules for better surviving unknown regions. Then political affiliation is the ecologist. So it's only 1,300, which is a fair amount of our dust, but we are getting a lot of dust. So you know what? We're going to buy this hero just because I like having heroes, and we need all the heroes we can get. Finally, we now have like an admiral for one of our fleets, should we want it. There we go. Maiden has joined our fleet, or our empire. Has 0 skill points, so that's the one problem with buying them from the academy or from the market, is they are usually 0 level. They're not always 0 level, but quite often they're 0 level heroes. So they don't have any skill points. You know, if you get them from the academy, then they start at whatever level the academy is at. So let's assign this person, this senator. So I kind of want to assign him to a fleet, but we have this problem here. We need 3 senators, right? We need 3 people on our system so that we can get rid of that quest that we've got. Get rid of the black market weapons dealers. Now he's level 0, so it's going to take him a while to get to level 5. But you know what? Right now we don't have a huge reason for him to be in a fleet. So we're going to keep him there and let bygones be bygones. Alright, anything else that we need to do? Need to check on anything? Science, resources. I could go back to the market. Now we could buy some ships, some prowlers. But we're not really at war. And we've got some ships on the way. We don't need luxuries. Don't need strategic resources. We are all about strategic resources at the moment. We got so much Hyperium and titanium that it's kind of ridiculous. So we're fine and dandy there. Let's just end the turn. Keep things rolling along. Just got a reminder that recycling is due tomorrow. So got to remember to put that out. Because they come so early in the morning on Tuesdays. It's like you can't put it out there when you wake up. You got to put it out there the night before. You're going to miss it. Anyway, system colonized on Thea. Your outpost is now turned into a colony. Let's manage that colony. So there we are. We do have a subterranean curiosity. We'll put that in the queue. Why not? 2 turns. You know what? I think I'll buy that out. Why not? With some influence. Then we'll start with our drone network, cerebral reality, all of these things that we need to do. Industry, interplanetary transport network, xenotourism, big data shipyards. Oh, let's bring our colony up to level 2 as quickly as possible. Come here. Come here, you level 2 thingamajigger. Alright, so there we go. 1 turn for that. Bring our colony up to level 2. We got a lot of anomalies in this place that we haven't scanned for whatever reason, but we'll get to those eventually. So there we go. There's our new colony on Thea. May you grow strong. More Calgaros on Gemini. So you know what? We could send some population out to Thea. You know, to help that colony along. Because Gemini just picked up another population here. So the Calgaros are better on fertile planets, which is what this is. So let's send some Imperials to the spaceport. And their destination will be Thea. There we go. Move those guys along. Okay, there's our new hero. There's we got a new ship built on Gemini here, so we have our first escort that's been built. Let's move our fleets around. There we go. Alright. So we're going to have our military fleets in a little while. So we'll end that turn. Keep on rolling. Keep our eyes on these cravers. We've scanned the Altair system here. Should probably take a look at that. Oh, expedition successful on Thea. Some Admantian reserves. Nice. +5 loot. So that's like a second level strategic resource. So we're going to start, once we start actually researching our weapons and armor, we're going to need Admantium to build some higher tier gear. The Academy power has increased, so heroes from the Academy now reach level 3. As soon as they're alive, more Harishams on Mira. So as you can see, our population now is starting to boom. Thea is now finished that expedition, and they've also finished their level 2 of modernization. So that's good. We're bringing our colony up to speed very, very quickly. Let's take a look at Altair. Huge Boreal. Oh, there's already a rival outpost on there. Small snow. So it's not a great place, but they're already colonizing it. So let's see if we can redirect our ship. Next turn. Alright. So next turn we'll redirect our fleet somewhere else and try to find a new place to colonize. Whatever the word I'm thinking of is what we're going to do. Let's see. Alright, we've reached Dobrynia here with our little scout ship. We got all kinds of stuff to scan. So currently there's only one tiny place that we can colonize. Oh, these are gunships. Why are our gunships out here? I guess they're just to protect the colony. But that was kind of a waste of travel time to send our gunship out there. So we'll send those back, because we're going to need them against the Cravers. So we should be sending a pioneer ship out there to scan all those anomalies. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright. So we have our escort down here in Gemini, and we'll just defend the system there, just in case any of those Cravers decide to come over here. We don't know if the Cravers have warp drive yet or not. You'd think if they had warp drive, they'd be coming over to our side of the galaxy, but they haven't yet. So let's move our ships, and then move our turn here. Oh, that was quick. Alright, so end turn. Oh, here we go. Election time. So, the Ecologist Party has been established. They now have a political expert with Maiden joining the, Maideen, I guess, joining the Empire. Let's see, where are we going to put our support? I think we'll put our support with the Industrialists, like always. And here we go. Here are the votes coming in. You can see the tallying. Looks like the Industrialists have won it. Early polls. There we are. Dmitry Lenko is now our lead counselor of the Industrialist Party, followed by the Militarist Party, who does not have a counselor, but their party was strong enough to come in second place anyway, so they are sort of the minority party in our government now. And of course, that means new laws will come into effect, and old laws will go out of effect. So we'll see what that does to us. So it gives us the Dust Windfall Law back in effect. Means that value-added tax is back again. 10% of industry spent for any construction is converted to dust at the end. All right. Hello? There we go. Oh, new event. 1,000,000 things I haven't done. Conflict has broken out between two of your trusted advisors. Two war heroes, once dearest friends, have nearly come to blows over the management of the Industrial Party. They trade insults in the press and don't print retractions. One, a young upstart who has made enemies and allies with his decisive decision-making, argues the party should adopt more taxes and tariffs in order to regulate the empire's debts. Okay, that's interesting. The other, a fine negotiator but dedicated opportunist, cautions against bold action and worries the government's relationship with large business and foreign empires if such acts are taken. The argument is as much personal as it is professional. Whichever advisor you back will have plenty of ammo to throw at the other as the rivalry continues. Okay, so if we back the upstart, plus 20% food is converted to dust. That we don't particularly need. Or back the opportunist, plus 15% star system trade value on systems. Now we don't really have any trade going on, but I don't really want to convert my food at the moment into dust. We have enough dust. We need food for expansion, which is what we're trying to focus on. So we're going to back the wise old opportunist. And there we go. All right. So there has been a noticeably increased birth rate in one of the systems in your empire, Gemini. Yes, there are people just popping out. There's so many people coming out of Gemini, we're just booting them to other star systems. The trend is particularly strong among the Harishams. Yes, that is true. So we've got +1 Harishams on our star system. Seems like that's already happened, but it's going to continue to happen. Event End Slingshot Part 2 plus 15 production on Colonies has ended. Alright, so that's no good. Oh, laws canceled. Okay. So let's take a look at the laws and see what we got going on here. So we got brains over bucks is still there because that's a universal law. It's not tied to any one particular party. So we're still producing science over dust. And that's okay. We don't need dust at the moment. But we've got the dust windfall to maybe balance that out. That's a law we can't do anything about. The industrialists, when they come into power, they make that an automatic law. But let's see what other laws maybe we could do. Now we are starting to build fleets. No question here. So we might want to lower our costs for our fleets. That seems like a good idea. The Mineral Misers Act, +1 resource generation for strategic and plus 10% production on systems per strategic resource. That could be good as well. We have a lot of strategic resources. New colonies, plus 25 happiness for 5 turns when acquiring a new colony. We're going to be acquiring new colonies, so that's a question. Do we need happiness, though? How's our empire looking? Happy, happy, ecstatic, and our new colony is content. So we're not really too worried about happiness either. So I think the fleet cost makes the most sense. Because we already have fleets in the pipeline, and that's going to help us reduce the costs of those fleets. So there we go. Let's move said fleets around. Alright, so we've reached Spica. Now the question is, diplomatic message. Did you see a sign? Gatecrashers welcome. No. So get out of Craver territory. Okay, Cravers. Oops. You are not welcome in the hive space. We close our borders. The hive turns inwards. Craver space is off limits. Our borders are closed. Okay, man. Like, chill, bro. Chill, space bro. This path is blocked. This path is blocked. So it looks like they've got colonies over here and here. So this is the only direction we can go is to Altair. And that's going to be closed off to us very soon because they've got a colony there. So if we want to expand in this direction, it's going to cost war. Just want to make sure that we've got our borders close to them as well. Open borders, okay. So it works both ways. When you when one person closes borders, then both people have their borders closed. So that's good. We don't want them running around our territory either. Let's see. Is there anything else? Okay, we can scan something up here with our patrol ship. Got 2 anomalies here on Thea 1. Expedition successful. 150 dust as loot. Alright, that's good. Not necessarily exciting, but it's good. Now here's a signal on Thea. All remaining curiosities in Thea have been revealed. Okay, that's fine. So we've colonized Thea. It's barren, it's cold, it's sterile. We have people who like that kind of stuff, right? Okay, Thea 1, Mercurite. That's a new one. Your analysis of life form was successful. Mercurite, oops. Guess we'll go back to that in a minute. We've got a new solo quest, Dust to Dust, Part 1. In the midst of a small asteroid belt, your scouts have discovered a unique crystalline building, a fractal-like lattice whose sheer intricacy boggles the mind. As your probes stop to gather a tiny sample, a massive chunk crumbles off, rotating slowly in space. The sample has some very strange properties. It appears to have some sort of weak directional resonance, like a needle in an undetectable magnetic field. Your scientists have never seen anything like it. Your fleet has its orders, of course, but you wonder if diverting your mission to seek the source of this strange crystal-affecting field could prove profitable. Man, some of this stuff is easier written than it is read. But anyway, with your scientists baffled, this is too good a chance to learn something potentially revolutionary. Even if it's out of the way, orbiting the asteroid field is a smart choice. So, send a fleet to the quest marker. Let's see where the quest marker is. Looks like it's on Miker. So that shouldn't be a big deal. What we'll get out of it is some science, 30 science. You know, it's a fun little quest. I think that's a multi-branching quest too, because that said part 1, so there's going to be a part 2 at least. So we'll see. Okay, so anyway, we got this Mercurite. It is naturally occurring liquid metal alloy. Displays a rainbow of iridescent colors. Its unique structure, a combination of crystal and liquid, has made a highly valued trade good as it resonates, vibrates, and changes color regardless of its physical state. So the effects +3 dust per population and +2 science per population. So that's a pretty cool little resource. And you think about it, if you got a weird liquid metal structure that like is probably colorful and pleasing to the eye, you could make a lot of cool stuff out of it, not just, you know, something visual, but even if you make, like, let's say you made a car out of this, it would be like the coolest car on the block. So I could see how that would be a cool luxury resource to have. Man, there it is, new luxury resource. Alright, let's get rid of all this stuff. Alright, so let's send our fleet up here to Miker. Take it a turn to get there, that's fine. Anything else going on here? We still got that settler waiting in the garage. We got an escort coming next turn, then our corvettes will come out. So we'll have a lot of fleet power in a minute here. Well, not a minute, a few turns. 3 turns to Graviton research. Things are looking good. Oh, I wanted to send some more people out to Thea. That's right. There's our timer. We're going to have to wait till next time to do that. So we'll wait for this turn to end. We'll see whatever cool stuff pops up, and then we'll end the video. Not a lot of cool stuff popped up, so let's move our fleets around, see if that changes anything. There we go. We completed the solo quest, Dust to Dust Part 1. Using your crystal sample as a guide, you've led your fleet to a large, barren planet, apparently rich in minerals, but your scanners pick up no signs of life. Your team sets up temporary camp on the surface, taking the opportunity to gather some potentially useful resources, while a smaller group makes an exploratory sweep. So there we go. We got our 30 science, and now we have Part 2. The dead are dead, and even if this might be somewhat disrespectful act, your empire needs the dust. What's that all about? After performing a brief survey, one of your geologists has come to you with astonishing news. The planet is littered with thousands of small pockets of dust. Not dust in its natural form, but dust scattered in clumps and jagged patterns in the crystalline bedrock, almost as if the planet had once been violently struck by thousands of dust-bonded meteorites. A simple piezoelectric test confirms your geologist's suspicions. She advises that it will take months of further study before the dust can be extracted in any usable form. You do not mention it to her, but the planet gives you a strange feeling. You feel as if you are treading over a long-forgotten graveyard, but a spare cache of dust could be useful. Okay, so send an expedition to the indicated curiosity on Micro 2. Dust deposits of this magnitude may have already attracted salvage gangs, so it might be best to get ready for a fight. Alright, I see what happens here. So that's second level of the quest. So luckily, we have some gunships in the area, so let's send our gunships to Micro before we figure that out. And let's take a look here. We've got another escort available at Gemini, so we'll pop that fleet out there. Up next is the Corvette. Mira is now empty. Whoa. Mira is now empty. Now they're getting high on their population as well. So we're going to create a settler on Mira. Let's see. Oh, still haven't built the big data shipyards there. The Pulvis production unit, that's a new system improvement we can build. +2 dust per population on planets, that's helpful. +10% ship buyout reduction. And +10% construction buyout reduction. Alright, we don't do that too much, but we'll build that. We'll build the infinite supermarket, public, private, honeycomb. We'll build it all. We'll build everything. Actually, we might not need the public-private partnerships. Alright. Yes, so we now have a settler coming up on Mira, and our fleet's coming out of Gemini. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode. It's been a pretty productive episode. We got a lot of stuff done. But that's going to end it. So until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.